Hey guys, what's up? Danny here, and today I'm going to be talking about why being cold is good for you. And so, here's the thing: being cold is really, really good for you, and this is the reason why, right? So, again, improving mood, improving quality of sleep, increasing alertness and focus, reducing allergies and inflammation. Okay, yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about mindset being cold hearted as fuck, right? You know what I mean? Now, this is the thing is that for a person to genuinely improve and succeed, right, they need to understand that any given situation that they're put in, right? Now, there's thoughts and there's people that, do all this type of shit. You know what I mean? There's people that do sex work and everything like that. You know what I mean? But, this is the thing that y'all gotta understand and stuff is that, um, the universe is very big. The universe is massive. Let's just put it at that. The universe is massive, and this is the thing is that there's only a limited amount of guys that are able to access these thotties and shit. You know what I mean? These guys that with very high body counts and everything like that, they have these stars attached to them. They have these stars and everything like that, and like I know some people and stuff. You know what I mean? One aspect of their lives, maybe they're addicted to hella drugs or something like that, right? They have that aspect to their lives, right? But then another aspect of their lives is that um, they and like another aspect of their lives is that they they do a bunch of drugs, but then like they're able to get a bunch of pussy and everything like that. You know what I mean? Like the same thing for like drug dealers or just people that do shit like that. You know what I mean? They they know how to finesse the cold world. You know what I mean? It's like it's all about kind of like knowing how to finesse the cold world and everything like that. And like I feel like a lot of people that were in my past and everything like that, like they try to bring me down spiritually and everything like that, right? But this is the thing is that you could take anything out of any person's mind. You know what I mean? And I saw this one quote before and stuff, and it was talking about how you know uh it's just like important to be cold. You know what I mean? Like you just need to be cold and stuff. But um, hold on, what was that? What was that talking about? That you could just move on from anything, and this is the thing is that if anybody has ever broke your heart or you feel like they broke your heart or anything like that, and you actually see that they're above you in some type of ways, right? You need to make sure you compete with that, and steal very high class mindsets and shit. You know what I mean? And when you steal other people's energy, that benefits you. You know what I mean? That's the lion mindset. That's why the lion, they only, you know what I mean, like they hunt out for the prey and stuff, and they're the alphas and stuff. You know what I mean? And humans are the alphas. Humans are the alphas of the planet. They're the ones that run this shit. They're the ones that run the fucking world and shit. You know what I mean? And who are you to tell me that I'm not gonna be powerful? You know what I mean? Everybody can be saying shit like that. The universe is massive though, and this is the thing is that, you know what I mean? You could have whatever, a loyal girl and shit like that. You know what I mean? But she's not gonna be the one that like you could have a loyal girl and stuff, but maybe she's antisocial. Maybe she doesn't talk to you about every single thing that's about the world and everything like that, and you have a gangster ass mindset. You know what I mean? Fuck that bitch. Fuck, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, whatever, I got a loyal girl, whatever, she's good to me and everything like that. You know what I mean? But the thing is that, like, it doesn't really matter. Like that shit doesn't really matter and shit. If you're a gangster, you got a gangster mindset and shit, then you're gonna do genuinely well. Just being alone and shit. And sometimes whatever, you do some cold world shit and like the evil eye goes on you, whatever, you feel some negative energy from people and everything like that. But then you wait a couple days and shit, and then you got some really good luck that comes to you in your life. And because you are wishing for new beginnings, you're basically telling yourself, hey, I'm gonna make new connections because these old people are not benefiting my life at all. You know what I mean? And a lot of the time, you need to cut out old people from your life, because a lot of people, they're not going to serve any like beneficial purpose to your life. You know what I mean? And they're not going to deal with it. They're not going to deal with that shit long term. They're not going to have the patience to genuinely deal with you on that type of level. So the thing is that it's all about, life is all about, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to cut out the old people. Let's say a girl, whatever, she's treating you wrong and everything like that, and let's say you have another girl that's literally telling you like, yo bro, like I'm going to do anything to fucking have you. Literally anything in my fucking power to be with you, to have you, and to talk to you. And that girl, whatever, she has some, problems or whatever, and this and that, but at the end of the day, her family, whatever, you know what I mean, she's rich and stuff, you know what I mean, and whoever is rich, at the end of the day, you gotta understand those people's mindsets and shit. Whoever's rich, whoever has money and shit, you know what I mean, that's where you kind of got to go and shit, and you got to understand that there are a lot of rich people that are dealing with a lot of misfortune. And so if you find the balance between that misfortune, you know what I mean, these guys and shit, they're dealing with the evil eye and shit, you know what I mean, and they're trying to find love and shit, but they just can't find it anywhere, and they're completely depressed, right? And then you come in as finesse professor, you're like, oh yeah, I feel so bad for you and everything like that, right? And like you kind of feel their soul, and you're like, oh hey, you know what I mean, your soul could do better right now, you know what I mean, and you kind of like explain to them how to finesse the matrix and shit, because they don't understand. They only know how to make money, and they don't understand how to attain happiness in different type of ways, you know what I mean. So like, sometimes you go to parties or something like that, you know what I mean, you make these connections and shit, and then like you eventually bring enlightenment into your own life, because maybe there's going to be some people that are going to be like, hey, I'll fuck with you heavy, because the universe is extremely large and massive and big, and eventually, you know what I mean, you work out, or let's say, you move on from a girl, and you're already established a network of, extreme, you know, power and networking, and people see that, that's what's going on and shit, then okay, you're well respected. So you know what I mean, if even if you could be the most hated person on the fucking planet and shit, you know what I mean, like Joseph Stalin, he was in a position of power. Like motherfucker was in a position of power where literally everybody fucking hated him at some point, but they still praised him as their leader because he was able to get to the top. And whoever is able to get to the top and shit, you know what I mean, then it's and it's all a game of luck, and it's all a game. That's the thing at the end of the day, is that you never know who's gonna be at the top tomorrow. You never know that shit. Some people are probably not gonna be at the top, and some people will be at the top, you know what I mean. And so that's it. It's all a game. It's a wild fucking game and shit. And you need to understand the game, and you need to work on yourself at the end. When you work on yourself, you know what I mean, it gets a little bit, girls feel more at ease with you. I remember working out for a whole week straight, and then I started hanging out with some girls or whatever, and then they were like, yo, I feel at ease with you. You know why? Because you're working so fucking hard and shit, you know what I mean, you're putting your body through all this fucking shit. The universe, it gets a mutual level of respect for you, and you're able to attain, and you're able to attain these, levels of just finesse professor, you know what I mean. And a lot of people have standards for themselves, and again, I have standards for myself too, and unfortunately anybody that isn't comfortable with me treating them like a bitch for like a while or something like that, right, then then they could go fuck themselves, you know what I mean, like literally. I'm gonna be like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna be a bitch, I'm gonna be mean, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, and you're gonna be the one that sticks by me the whole fucking time. I'm like, you know what? You deserve a fucking reward. You deserve a fucking reward for being that way. Respectfully, like, it makes sense. You deserve a reward for going through all my shit, because you're like, hey, I see your fucking potential. And thank God I got people that see my fucking potential, because they're always fucking reminding me of how fucking pussy the fucking world is, and how power is, it can easily be manifested if you know what the fuck you're doing. If you know what the fuck you're doing, all your fucking words, everything that comes out of your fucking mouth, you know what I mean? And if you know how to properly communicate that and depict it, and you're not closed off or anything like that, you know what I mean? You're gonna have the stars come to your fucking life. You're gonna be a fucking star, you know what I mean? And so that's it. You need to understand it's a big ass fucking world, and that you cannot let people treat you like shit, because there's always gonna be some people that, you know what I mean? The universe always balances shit out. And that's it. There always needs to be some type of balance. You know what I mean? Like you can't just assume that, oh yeah, you know, everything is just gonna be all okay and stuff. No, it's not. Everything is not gonna be okay all the time, and everybody needs to understand that, is that you put your mind, your body through shit, and you do a bunch of networking, and you move really fucking quick and shit, you know what I mean? Like, the universe kind of feels that energy. Like, sometimes I move so fucking quick, it's like the universe feels that fucking energy. It's like, you know, I'm gonna have some enlightenment that eventually comes my way. If, let's say, whatever, your girl isn't giving you that enlightenment or something, right, somebody else is. And it's gonna come naturally. That's the thing. That's the best feeling, is when that shit just comes naturally and you feel respected. You know what I mean? That's the whole process. That's the whole thought process between why the fuck are motherfuckers so fucking fat. You know what I mean? Because they don't understand that, yeah, you actually put in the work, you actually put in the fucking time to fucking, you know, be successful. You will be. You put in the time to go work out, you know, you put in some time to go make some money, you put in some time to go out with your friends, and you balance all that shit out. You know what I mean? Eventually something good will come into your life. And some people are going to be less fortunate than others, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean, there are people that are going to put you up in life. There are people that will do that shit for you, you know what I mean? And, you know, you can use your anger. Sometimes they get very fucking angry, and you could get a girl that blames you for it, you know what I mean? And then you could get a girl that fucking likes that shit to be yelled at, you know what I mean? And so you need to understand the universe is so fucking big that, you know, who are you to let one bitch take away your fucking power? Who are you as a guy to let yourself down like that? You're a fucking pussy. That's what the fuck you are, right? You know, that's why these motherfuckers fuck all these bitches and shit. And why the fuck are the players the ones that are actually doing well in life, and the pussy boys that have body counts of like 1? So, oh, yo, hi, what's up, whatever, yeah, whatever. Stars are in my favor for like a night and shit, but then the next fucking morning and shit, you know damn well you're gonna feel like shit, because damn well that bitch is gonna fucking leave you because you didn't show her that you masculine energy and shit, you know what I mean? You kind of were a little pussy and shit, you know what I mean? And so that's how the world be testing people sometimes. And so people need to understand that it's a very cold world. It's a very cold world. And you know what I mean? You need to understand that from a level that, you know what I mean, there will be girls that go out and respect you. There's going to be some people that don't, but there's going to be some people that will. And I don't care how long it fucking takes me for me to reach that level of like, hey, you know what I mean, this person respects me and shit, but it's the more you network, the more you go out and shit, you know what I mean? The universe is gonna set down 10 dominoes. 10 fucking dominoes, you know what I mean? There's a fucking image of like a guy mining some fucking rocks and shit, you know what I mean? And you know, and he's probably this fucking close to you know, getting to the diamonds, but he doesn't get to it. He walks away. And there's another guy that continues mining. He gets the diamonds and he gets even more. You know what I mean? And so the universe is going to set down this gauntlet or whatever, 10 dominoes and shit, you know what I mean? And there's going to be one domino that falls, there's going to be another one that falls, and then another one, but I feel like, you know, sometimes the dominoes they kind of go sideways and shit. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you got to continue pushing those dominoes. Whatever seven dominoes get knocked down. You know what I mean? But then you got three. You got three that aren't, which means that you didn't work hard enough to get that shit. Because the universe has given you all of these obstacles and you did not work hard enough to to get to the end. The end, aka respect, money, power, girls, everything in your favor. Because you got a strong mind. You don't let those little tiny things get to you. You understand the world for how it is, right? You need to understand the world for how it is in order to be successful. And, there could be 10 bad things that happen to you. But if there's one thing, light at the end of that tunnel, then fucking go for it. Go fucking do that shit. The universe feels it when you work in hard as fuck. You know what I mean? And so you need to understand that shit. You know what I mean? You need to fucking understand that shit. The universe feels that shit. You need to be successful. And, you lose 10 times, one time you're going to win. You know what I mean? It's different for every single person. But definitely the more you lose, the higher chance you have of winning. Because eventually you get so fucking sad and depressed and everything like that, you know what I mean? And from a gangster standpoint and shit, you know what I mean? I'm pretty good at guilt tripping people. I'm pretty good at making people feel bad for me. And, I know a couple other people that are the same way. That's called dark empath, which means a dark empath is somebody that has, a lot of empathy, but an extremely dark side that lies within the realm of that empathy. And I have some people that are in positions of power that have the same exact personality type as me. So who the fuck am I to think that I can't be powerful myself? You know what I mean? And that's it. At the end of the day, that's your potential. You know what I mean? You could be very, very powerful and shit. And, it's just the more you network and shit. And, sometimes you get to a point of realizing of like, oh shit, this networking isn't getting me anywhere. These people are doing some bullshit to me. That's kind of the universe telling you, okay, you know what I mean? Maybe you gotta like slow down a little bit here and shit. But then, you kind of get back in the game, or you start working out, you start working on yourself and shit. People feel that energy, and then you eventually get to a point of like, hey, like I feel like somewhat like of an alpha and shit. You know what I mean? I feel like my mind is clearer now, and that definitely it's just self-respect and shit. You know what I mean? So like, let's say, whatever, the 10 domino example. Let's say you have 5 dominoes, and there's light at the end of the tunnel from that one domino. You know what I mean? So one of the dominoes is working out, the other one is networking a fuck ton, right? Snapchat, whatever, you got multiple accounts, this or whatever, Instagram and shit, you know what I mean? You're hitting up all these models and shit. These are working leads. And, there's some call centers or whatever, cold calling business owners and shit. You do marketing, high level marketing and shit. And I was very successful in that shit because I was like, you know what? Like, my mindset is that I'm going to continue to win no matter what. You know what I mean? And if you have that winner mindset and you have that kind of light in you, that positivity, and you're able to kind of influence people and shit, then yes, you'll do good in that cold calling shit. But if you don't have the ability to influence people and you don't have the ability to influence society in you, then I don't really think that you're going to do that well. You know what I mean? You have to kind of have your own boss mindset. You know what I mean? And got to know how to say the right shit. And one time or whatever, let's say you want to be finesse professor, you want to be master manipulator and shit, you know what I mean? You have one domino, it gets knocked down, right? So that one domino is like, okay, you know what I mean? I want to be finesse professor, but this person didn't let me become finesse professor, and there's another person that didn't let me become finesse professor, and there's another one and another one. But then whatever, the 6th one and shit ends up, boom, there you go. You know what I mean? Like I found somebody that I could, work with. That whatever they maybe they see a future with me, so they're gonna take my disrespect. They're gonna take my fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? They're gonna listen to me. They're gonna be let me be an absolute a man. You know what I mean? Like these Muslim relationships and shit. The man gets full authority and shit. You know what I mean? Obviously, any guy would like to feel that way. Any guy wants to feel like powerful like that. You know what I mean? And whatever, you're degrading the girl, whatever. You know what I mean? If she's patient enough with you and she's willing to take all your bullshit, then at the end of the day, she's a keeper. She's a keeper. Because it's not easy being a girl. I don't understand how any of these girls think that it's easy to be a girl. It's not easy. It's not easy to handle relationships with any type of men. Whatever, you see some potential in one man and, you see the stars, whatever, the universe, the stars align and shit, you know what I mean? Okay, cool. That's pretty good shit. You know what I mean? But, sometimes you need to kill a lot of, like, feelings in you to understand that, the cold world is gonna be cold to you. And you just need to sometimes wait some time for the stars to align, and then when the stars align, you're like, oh shit, this is fucking nice, and you feel like a human. You feel like you're the shit. You know what I mean? And so you gotta keep manifesting that until you genuinely feel like you're the shit. And that's the thing you motherfuckers gotta realize. And it's networking, and you gotta make sure you knock all those dominoes down and shit, and eventually there's light at the end of the tunnel. And that's not gonna be for every single person. But if you're a tough ass individual and you work on your manipulation skills, or you work on some evil shit or whatever, you get a sense that it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling being that way and feeling that way. And then other people feel, and then you make other people feel that way, and then whatever, you bang that bitch one night, you go on, you bang another bitch, blah blah blah, you know what I mean? You're living the life and shit, That's the type of mindset y'all motherfuckers gotta have, and it's self-respect, you know what I mean? These fat fucks that are fucking sitting out, not fucking doing anything, whatever, blah blah blah, they don't really got too much respect coming their way. But I'm saying, like, me and my group, like, we going up type shit, you know what I mean? It's not that simple to fucking get to the fucking top, but we fucking will eventually. And you cannot take anybody seriously and shit. I don't believe in no marriage shit. I don't believe in that type of shit, because at the end of the day, women are the one that divorce men. And you know why? Because they're not patient enough with them. They're like, okay, this guy's cool, this guy's gonna do that, this guy's gonna do this and shit, you know what I mean? But they're not patient enough with these guys, and so those guys end up making the girls feel like way too much shit, you know what I mean? And then eventually the girl ends up leaving the guy because oh yeah, like, he wasn't working on himself hard enough, and he was focusing too much on her. So again, watch out for that, guys. You can water some flowers all you want for these girls, but again, you build a beautiful garden and you steal other motherfuckers' energy and you become the most evil person ever, then you know what I mean? Girls feel that energy. You're stealing energy and you're forcing the stars to align in your name. You are, when you choose to stay quiet for a bully, somebody that's bullying you and shit, you know what I mean? You flip those calories, and let's say you don't react to the bully, right? You flip those calories in your name. That mental energy goes into your name, and other people feel that. They're like, okay, this guy fucks, you know what I mean? He's powerful, and he knows how to control society, and that's what's up. You know what I mean? So that's how we gotta play it. That's how we gotta do it and shit. You know what I mean? These bitches ain't shit, and none of these bitches ain't shit. You know what I mean? Motherfucker Andrew Tate got a bunch of bitches pregnant. You know what I mean? And what, is he marrying them? No, he's just getting a bunch of bitches pregnant because he's the one that worked on himself at the end of the day. He's the one that did that shit at the end of the day, right? He's not the one that Andrew Tate. He's not the one that was chasing these people. Well, he kind of was for a little bit, but that was 10% of everything that he was doing. You'll work on yourself like 90% of the time, whatever you chase these motherfuckers like 10% of the time. Or 20. Or 30. But prioritize yourself all the time and you fucking win the game of life. And that's what the fuck the universe has always fucking taught me and shit. That you cannot take these motherfuckers shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes whatever, you make these little fucking mistakes. Let's say whatever, you go out with your girl, you go out with her friends, you make some little fucking mistakes and shit, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden she doesn't like you because whatever, she's manipulated by her friends' opinions and shit, you know what I mean? But the reality is, if she likes the energy that you give off, that boss energy that you, she's gonna take your shit. She's gonna listen to you, and she's gonna understand like, hey, this guy fucks. This is the guy. This is that man that I like so much. You know what I mean? And so that's the importance of just that whole little tiny mindset thing. You know what I mean? The girls are gonna try. The girls are gonna try to get you. They're gonna try to get you. You know what I mean? You stay quiet. You stay patient. She feels that energy. She feels that energy. Trust me, she does. Trust me, 100%. All these calories are in your name. All these calories are in your name, and that's it. That's it. So she feels that energy, and the universe is gonna feel that energy, and so um that's it. So, um, so yeah, that's it, guys. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's crazy shit. It's crazy shit what people be doing and shit, and you know, from a spiritual standpoint, you gotta improve your spiritual views and become stronger. Be around strong people, whatever they see you as weak, whatever they want to cut you off and shit. You know what I mean? But be around those strong people, and eventually you will get good shit that comes into your life. You know what I mean? And so yeah, that's about it. So work on yourself. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great day and peace out.